Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. If you are new here, this is Elena in Wonderland. My name's Elena. We do bookish videos, travel vlogs, and a little bit of Bujo bullet journaling, which I will be starting to add back in slowly. However, it is now time for our September TBR game. We are filming this a little bit early. It is August 26th right now, so I will film the other portion of showing you what books I did read, what I did accomplish, what I did not accomplish. Here on Therefore, my dog is needing some time and attention. Okay, so as I was saying before I had to let Severus out, was I will film later on what books I did read, what books I did not finish, or what books I didn't touch at all. And then we will touch back base onto the next scene here, where you're going to be seeing me pull more TBR prompts from the TBR jar for our
TBR down the rabbit hole.
The cool thing about this is I'm trying to come up with a game. My friend and I were like bouncing off ideas back and forth to each other on how I wanted to do this and keep it motivating me to not only read my physical TBR and some Kindle books, but also continue with my YouTube channel and continuing to hold myself accountable. So with that being said, I have some ideas. I just don't know how I want them to happen or how to execute them, if I'm honest. Let me grab my planner so I can verbalize the ideas to you. I have thoughts, right? If you watch my first video, which I will link up in the card so that way you can watch it and go back to the first one, you heard me talking about wanting to do rewards and punishments. So I've decided no punishments. We just want to keep this motivating enough and also fun for me to continue doing it. So I feel like a punishment would not be well for me right now. I'm a little burnt out on everything else in life, so no. However, rewards, yes. So for a reward, every book finished, I have 3 different options. So we have physical book, ebook, or Kindle of some type of ebook, and audiobook. So if I finish a physical book, I get to save $3. If I finish a Kindle book, I get to save $2. And if I finish an audiobook, I get to save $1. At the end of all of this, I'll add up all the money. I'm not a fast reader. I don't read a lot of books in 1 month. You will understand that this month is an exception. August was an exception. I don't know how I did it. I'm very accomplished. I feel very accomplished with myself. However, that will be like my reward. So we're gonna call that reward Eat Me. It's gonna be a cookie. It's gonna be like, oh, we ate a cookie. This is the reward you get. This is what happens when you eat the Eat Me cookie. Moving on. So let's say I don't finish a book, right? What's another thing in Alice in Wonderland that's really popular? Drink Me. It's the potion, right? So I don't finish my book, for example, okay? Now I have to do the Drink Me potion. The Drink Me potion means any DNF or unfinished book means I have to add 1 book from my shelves, any of them, 1 book from my shelves to an unhaul list for the end of the year. Then at the end of the year, I will add the numbers up all together and I will have to unhaul that many books. Now, let's say if I complete my entire TBR, then we get to move on to the next scene. So right now, for August, we're falling down the rabbit hole with Alice, okay? We're just falling into the rabbit hole. We don't know where we're going. We don't know what's gonna happen, right? Let's say I finish all the books on my TBR. Congratulations. Now we're gonna move to the next scene. You get to advance to the next scene, which would be drinking the potion to open the doorknob. If we are successful, we're going to be able to get through the door for the next scene of the movie. I'm trying to think of a cool way to execute this all. Maybe put in a GIF of the movie. I can't do sound because of copyright issues, but maybe a GIF. I'm not sure. Somehow might be able to figure it out. But maybe if this all works out well, I might be brave enough to make my own game board. Might be brave enough to make my own game board. If not, I might just use a game board that I already have and sticky note on what each card is going to be. Like a pack of cards can be the eat me, a pack of cards, you know. We'll figure it out as we go. Now, let's get to certain scenes in the movie. Certain scenes in the movie are going to be sad or stressful. If we have a sad scene of the movie and we get stuck there, so we fell down the rabbit hole, we've made it down the rabbit hole. Now, if we are stuck and we did not progress in our TBR, we were not successful, right? So now we're stuck at the part where Alice is, drinking the potion. She's becoming a giant. She's starting to sob her eyes out because she's a kid and she doesn't understand and she just wants to follow this rabbit. But the door is locked and the key is up on the table and he tricked her. So she's really sad and having a moment, right? In these scenes, I have to allow one of three options. Either my husband will pick another book for me to read for the next following month, or the second option is a book that has been on my TBR for 2 years, and the last option is a random generator, picks the book. The reason why I did that is so we have variety of different things in our game to keep it active. It sounds fun to me and I like it, so here's hoping that you like it too, and maybe together we can come up with a very fun, interactive game. I am here now because I have to do our little wrap up of August, but basically what I'm going to be doing for this video is going to be letting you know which prompts I was successful on completing. So we do have Hubby's Choice. This is going to be the one that I failed. I'll just let you know, straightforward, I did not read Jade City. I did attempt twice. However, it is a very hard read at first if you're reading multiple other books at the same time, which I do a lot. I definitely need to not do that when reading that book. So I was not successful. So that's one book for the need to unhaul one book by the end of the year. The next prompt that I just picked up is 1,000 pages less than, which I still don't know why I didn't even correct that. I did complete the prompt. I'm pretty sure this was the book that I chose, which was The Hunger Games, and I did finish this and I did complete this prompt, so that is good. That goes towards our get to put money towards a goal, right? So then we also have Continuous Series, which I did complete. Enchantra was also successful. So that also goes to our money saving for a book. The last one is YouTube Poll. I did start this book. I am halfway through this book. I did not finish it in the month of August, so technically this would be an incomplete if we are being technical. I did start it. So that's better than Jade City. I didn't even get past page 5. This I'm at least halfway through it almost. But back to the current Elena so you can continue this video. So let's go ahead and start pulling from the TBR jar. I'm a little nervous, if I'm honest. I don't really have any books that I'm really hurrying to get read. Okay. And it's September, so this says published before 2017. Published before 2017. I don't know. We have a lot of classics. I do not want to read a classic. There's gotta be books on here that was published before 2017. You know what? One second. I'm pretty sure, I'm certain, this was published a long time ago. Yeah, this was published in 1999. I am feeling like September is the beginning of fall, and I just want to slowly move into fall, but I also want to knock off some books that I've had for a while. I know I just said I don't have any books that I for sure want to read, but I did go to the library, and you'll see this in a soon vlog, a reading vlog coming up shortly. But I got these 2 books, and now I feel like I should see if they were published before 2017. I don't think this one was, if I'm honest. And I don't think the other one was either. But, you know, wishful thinking. Very, very wishful thinking. Yeah, 2022. And then this, I think, was also 2023. So those 2 books are a no. Let's continue to look. Okay, you know what? You know what? I'm positive this book that I'm trying to grab right now was published before 2017. I just want to see what year it was published. Text copyright 2002, 2003. This edition is from 2023. This is a no right now. It's really sad. It's a really sad book, and I'm just not in the mood for really sad. However, fall screams fantasy to me, and this is on my 12 Recs by 12 Friends by my friend Everest. They suggested this book for me, and my other friend's husband, this is one of his favorite series ever. So we're gonna dive in, and we're gonna read Eragon for the first time. My daddy used to read these books. He loved these books. He's no longer here. My dad passed away, and he would have loved that there was another book that was added later. And so this is going to be really nostalgic for me. However, I might get a little sad. Closer towards the end of the year is also when he passed away, so it's harder for me. However, we're trying to be positive here. I'm going to read Eragon for published before 2017. Round 2. Lately, I've been reading at least 4 books a month. Come on now. So I think what we should do is at least pick 4 books. This says nature on the cover. I have a lot of nature on my cover. Let me grab books off my TBR shelves. I grabbed 3 book options. The first option is going to be House of Frank by Kay Sinclair. The Lamb by Lucy Rose, and This Poison Heart by Kaylin Byron. Okay, first things first, I picked this because it was gorgeous, stunning, beautiful. However, I'm already reading one YA. I don't think I want to read another YA. And then I feel like these are about the same in size. This is really sturdy because it's a bindery book. This has grief. I said we're trying not to cry, so I think we're gonna have to pass on this too. Leaving us with The Lamb by Lucy Rose. I am excited. Spooky season, we're getting into fall. I just remembered that I do actually have a buddy read for September. So here's hoping that my picks, I can use my buddy read. If not, we're gonna be screwed. Oh my gosh, I'm worried. 5 words or more in the title. Okay. The Devil Takes You Home. A Witch's Guide to Fake Dating. Okay, plenty of those. Okay, so I can't use my buddy read because it's a one-worded title. However, I can use both my library books. So I'm trying to decide which library book I want to read. Okay, so we already have a fantasy and we have a horror. This is horror. Well, this is thriller. And this is cozy fantasy. What do we want to do? Let's read the first page together and find out. Just the first page. Leukemia is the first word we see. This sounds so fucking sad. Oh my gosh. I'm not prepared for that. It sounds so heavy. Okay. First page of this. Oh, by the way, first words are oh no. Okay, I've chosen. So for 5 words or more in the title, we're going to go with The Witch's Guide to Fake Dating a Demon by Sarah Hawley. It's really cute. That way I get a library book read. And then we're going to pull one last one. And I'm not going to lie, I really hope I can do my buddy read for this. If not, we're still going to have to show you my buddy read. And we're going to be being ambitious. Okay, I was like, is this 1 or 2? This is from my friend Everest. Ironically, that is so funny. So, A Queer Love Story by Everest. Okay, so I chose Fly With Me by Andy Burke. This is so cute. I love the cover. This came out last year, but there was, it's St. Martin's. So there was a St. Martin's Press protest happening. So I didn't read it last year. However, this is about a flying phobic ER nurse, Olive Murphy. And she's on the airplane already. And it's takeoff. The pilot announces an in-flight medical emergency. And she has to leap into action, but she gets stuck in the airport because of said helping the medical emergency. She ends up meeting a co-pilot. We would call that a first officer in the flight attendant world, in the aviation world. Not the flight attendant world. In the aviation world, we would call it a first officer. This is going to have like a social media vibe with it. The girl Olive does go viral because of her helping the medical, and I'm assuming she ends up like missing her brother's wedding, or she's worried she's gonna miss her brother's wedding. So I'm assuming this co-pilot Stella, yes, Stella is going to somehow help her get to said wedding, whether that be waiting in the airport with her all night, or I'm gonna help fly you there. I don't know, but we're gonna find out. The last physical book I'm gonna talk to you about is Fevered Star by Rebecca Roanhorse. You all know that I read Black Sun last year, which I freaking loved. It was awesome. It's a lot to digest. There is a lot of world building in it, but the ending was amazing. So, Sasa, my friend, is planning on buddy reading this with me, so I have to read this for September. If you're watching this, Sasa, hi! So, I'm really excited. I can't tell you much about this because it's going to spoil the first book for you. So read the first book. Read Black Sun. Check your trigger warnings because it starts out really, really heavy. That's a good way to put that. This, I'm really excited for. Let's wrap it up. those are all the books that I'm going to be trying to read for September. We have Aragon, The Lamb, A Witch's Guide to Dating, to Fake Dating a Demon, Fly With Me, and A Fevered Star. Very ambitious little TBR we got going here, okay? I'm gonna try and stack them all. I'm just stacking them in the order that I pulled them. This is the TBR for September. It's very ambitious. Can I pull it off? Will we pass and go to the dodo bird? Or are we gonna be stuck trying to get through the door? Stay tuned to find out. Thank you so much for watching this video. I'm so glad to have you. I hope you stick around for another one. And if you have made it this far, let's go ahead and use the teacup emoji. The teacup emoji. Yes. And don't forget, stay curious and curiouser. Bye.